Hello, everyone. Good morning. I came all the way from the 13th century and I say hello and nobody says anything? Good morning.
Good morning.
How's my hair? Is it good? I've been a little distracted this morning, but I am here now and I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself. I love animals. I love dogs. I am St. Francis. I lived during a time that was very similar to yours, the 13th century. And in the 13th century, there was violence, and there was war, and there was greed, and there was oppression. And I looked around, and as the psalmist said way back 3,000 years ago, how long? How long are we going to live this way? I want to tell you about myself. I grew up the son of a very, very rich man. He sold really wealthy cloth to really wealthy people. And I inherited all of that wealth. And my father wanted me to become just like him. And so I worked my way up in the family business, made a lot of money, and I threw a lot of parties with my friends. In fact, they called me the king of the parties because I threw such expensive parties for my friends, and my father loved it because he knew that this was the way that I could build social capital in the world. But it left me feeling kind of empty inside. So I kept wanting more and more. And as I told you, there were great wars going on during my time. There were the Crusades. And so I went on one of the Crusades, a war, and I saw how people, Christians, were going to war in the name of God and how they treated our fellow human beings. And I thought, how could Christians live this way? How could we follow Jesus, the man who says, those who live by the sword die by the sword? How could we live by the sword like this? And it just felt empty to me. One day when I was out at war, I was captured. And all of my friends were killed. But our enemies knew that my family had wealth. So they took me into a dungeon and wanted my father to pay a ransom to free me. And while I was in the dungeon, I got really sick with malaria. And I was this close to dying. And it was in that moment when I looked at myself and I thought, what am I living for? It's like the story that Jesus tells in the Gospels about this rich man who had all of this grain in his land, and he thought, what am I going to do with all of this? I know, I'll just build bigger barns to keep them for myself. And Jesus said, man, if you're going to die tonight, what have you lived for? What have you lived for? Nothing. This is going to leave you empty inside. And that's how I felt. So I decided then to dedicate my life to seeing the bigger picture. You see, I began to see that everything is interconnected. We are one with Brother Sun. We are one with Sister Moon. We're one with Brother Dog. And Brother Dog. Do we have any sister dogs? We're one with sister dogs too. Yes, there's a sister dog over there. So I began to work for peace. In fact, I went on one of the Crusades all the way to the Sultan. And I went to the Sultan and I talked. And I thought there was no way that he and I could have a conversation because we were so different from each other. But we talked to one another, and I ended up seeing God's light shining through the Muslim Sultan in a way that I hadn't seen through the Christians who were killing people. So friends, what I learned on my crusade is that we are actually all interconnected in this world. And we need people in it who will live together with animals, with creation, with one another, who will point us in a bigger direction where we're all connected. So friends, I'm going to leave you with a blessing for the animals. And I was going to leave you with my famous blessing, but I printed it out and now I can't find it. So we're going to skip that one. It blew away. So I'm going to bless some animals.
Hi everyone, this is Adam Erickson, reminding you that no matter who you are or where you are on life's journey, you are welcome at Clackamas United Church of Christ. We are located at 15303 Southeast Webster Road in Milwaukee, Oregon. We are so glad that you found this podcast. All of our podcasts will always be free, but we rely on the financial support of our members and our friends. If this podcast meant something to you, you can help us out in two ways. You can share this podcast with someone you think might be interested. You can also help us financially by donating to the wonderful missions we have here at Clackamas United Church of Christ. To do so, you can go to our Facebook page, our website, or our YouTube channel, and click on the Donate Here button. Our worship services start at 10:30 on Sundays, except for during the summer months when we start at 10 o'clock. If you would like more information on our church, you can visit our website at c-ucc.org. You can also reach out to me through email at adam@c-ucc.org. Until next time, grace and peace be with you.